All right, in this video, we are going to discuss flaunting your expertise. All right, it's important that you flaunt your expertise. Know your expertise, be good at it, and let people know you're good at it because that gives them a lot of confidence in you. Why? Because experts can be trusted. Experts are in the know, and when we deal with experts, we feel smart for being able to spot them. So, when you want people to automatically give you more credibility and authority to encourage them to do business with you more, flaunt your expertise. That's right. No one else is going to do it for you. And this is something that's already on the internet. A lot of people are doing it already. And it's easily done. It's called self-promotion. And the internet makes it very easy to do online. If you want people to recognize you for your expertise, you will want to concentrate on your area of expertise and then show off what you know. It's really that simple. So, what's the strategy behind this? There's a fine line between coming off as an expert and being a pretentious imposer or know it all. If you really don't know what you're talking about, that is going to come across sooner than later. So, you do want to know your market niche extremely well. You should do enough research so that you can even anticipate your customers' concerns and have solutions ready for them when they come up. You will want to be the person who not only knows your market, but desires of your customers too. Then you will want to visit places that can allow you to show off your knowledge without seeming pretentious or an attention hog. Least of all, you don't want to visit just to spam a group with your expertise when it's not even related to the discussion. You should pick venues that you will, be able to show off your expertise, but do it very carefully. They should include forums, discussion groups, blogs, your own website, your own sales pages. They allow you to add information that gathers attention and solves a problem without it appearing to be a direct solicitation. This means that you will need to spend more time creating your online image as the expert in residence. You will have to write articles, author ebooks, publish books, write on other people's blogs, do guest posts, frequent discussion groups, enter topics into forums, and about a million other things you could do. It's not easy being an expert, but it's well worth it for sure. Some people build their image as an expert by collecting titles or degrees. That's perfectly legitimate. If you have a PhD, go ahead and flaunt it. Put the initials after your name in all your email correspondence and on your website too. There's nothing wrong with having extra initials after your name, and you'd be surprised the air of credibility and authority that this gives you. Use any advantage you have to express your authority on a subject. If you're selling clothing, for instance, you don't want images on your website that show people dressed in frumpy attire. If you're trying to sell office supplies, you don't want people on the site photographed in shorts and sandals. This type of subtle visual statement leads people to question your expertise, not because you yourself are portrayed less professionally, but because you don't associate with people who have authority. People with power generally congregate with other people with power. If you show up with less than ideal business partners or affiliates, your expertise and authority are questioned, not to mention your judgment. What are the psychological triggers here? So, since we're children, okay, we've been taught to respect authority. We idolized our parents for knowing more than we did, and we trusted them to guide us to make the right decisions in life. Later in school, we are put into an educational system that grades us based on our knowledge of the course material, with the teachers being the ultimate symbol of someone with the most expertise in a subject. They were the ones we were supposed to respect and listen to. After we started work, the same rules applied. Those people who know the system or the game of politics, the experts in the company who deal with the other experts, are the ones that demand our respect and obedience. Through them, we gain our promotions and get the good things in life. This habit of obedience to authority and recognition of experts as the final say in life never really goes away. It's been impressed upon us since early childhood, and in many cases, a trusted expert becomes the reflection of a trusted parent. We are more inclined to listen to these experts, even feeling a sense of gratitude that there's something to listen to or someone to listen to who can guide us in the proper choices to make. It makes our lives easier and it becomes a subconscious desire to follow authority, just as we've been programmed to do. It is so ingrained that some people never question an expert, even if it appears they may not be all that trustworthy. They are so accustomed to having someone tell them what to do that they actually can feel very reassured just by having someone willing to take up the mantle of authority for them. Since people like marketers know that showing your expertise is a great way to make a sale, there is plenty of competition from people trying to sell themselves as experts. It's up to you to differentiate your own knowledge, image, and authority from everyone else so that people are more likely to come to you than the next guy. So, how do you implement this effectively? To become an expert on the internet is pretty easy. All you have to do is make sure people know your qualifications and be careful to always project the image of an expert everywhere you go. Unlike a job interview that requires someone who you worked with to offer a reference, you can be your own reference on the internet. For that, you want to take the time to develop this strategy everywhere, not just for yourself, but your company image too. As we mentioned earlier, you will want to mine your personal experience and express that whenever appropriate. If you have a master's or a PhD, be sure to use those initials after your name when you email, when you add a post to a discussion group or forum, or even when you comment on a blog. It's a very simple matter and it adds loads of authority to your current image. When people see those initials, they will be triggered to defer to you automatically. So be sure to put all initials and represent some degree of expertise next to your name. If you're doing this for your website or business image, you want to capture your expertise in a single phrase that represents why people should do business with you. This can be like voted best value for the money by Consumer Magazine. Of course, that's, only add stuff like that if it's true. Don't just put it there to put it there. You don't want to be caught echoing some claim that later points out that you clearly don't have an expertise and are a liar. Definitely don't want to do that. So be genuine, but also be sure to take pride in your accomplishments. If you don't have any recognition from others that you can point to, you can still raise the audience's awareness of what makes your business special. Maybe you're the biggest distributor of the East Coast for your particular item. Maybe you make the most unique ukuleles in Hawaii. Maybe you're the oldest company on record for the business. Believe it or not, people hold a great deal of respect for businesses that can say they've been around for decades. Imagine if you could say that about your online business or your brick and mortar business, um, especially online, where most have a habit of disappearing almost overnight sometimes. But it creates the image of tremendous stability and also, expertise in your area of commerce too. If you still can't think of anything, start by telling your audience why you think your business or staff is special. Maybe you think you have the best group of positive thinkers on staff who find ways to make everyone's day brighter. Maybe you sell environmentally friendly profits, and for each sale you donate to a green cause. This can make people think that you know about the issues that are important to them, and they can trust you as an expert because you walk your talk. So ask yourself a few questions to help you establish what makes you or your business an expert on your market's niche. So here's a few. What credentials do I have to prove that you're an expert? Are my workers specially trained or gifted? How many years have I been in business? What is your satisfaction rating for customers? What separates your knowledge from your competitors? What image should you be portraying to be considered an expert? Am I or my company certified by an outside agency? Who else thinks you or your business is, an expert in this market niche? What do you know that no one else knows? Once you have the answer to some of those questions, these are just some questions, you can write up articles and feed them to article directories. For instance, at the end in your author's bio box, you can add information on who you are and your status as an expert. Either submit the articles to directories yourself or hire a company to do it for you. These article directories will show up in search engines when someone searches for your company's name or your own name. If you have multiple different articles out there under different directories, the search results on a search engine will bring up so many results that you look like an instant expert. That's one way to get your name out there as an expert, like pretty quickly actually. Another way is to visit forums and discussion groups that are within your target niche. Also, press releases, great way to get your name out quick. But add to the discussions when you can and show off your knowledge and increase your exposure online. If you keep coming back and doing this, at least the audience will begin to, equate your name or your company's name as experts in a particular field. And, that also will show up in the search engine results too. Writing a book and putting it up on Amazon and or getting it published worldwide, Barnes and Nobles, for example, or other distributors will also qualify you as an expert. It used to be that you had to find a publisher to publish your book to really be perceived a formally approved expert. It's not really the case anymore. Anyone can self-publish a book and then submit it to online retailers for sale. You can even do an ebook format and offer it for free in various places and build your reputation that way too. Just make sure your book contains references to your website, your products, and your own credentials. Finally, you can ask to do guest posts to other people's websites or, solicit testimonials for your own website and products, etc. Guest posts on big blogs are particularly effective because it builds traffic as well as allows you to target your particular niche and convert it to sales. And major bloggers are always looking for guest posters from noted experts so they can take a break every now and then from posting. If you're on Facebook, the number and quality of friends and social networks that you build can add to your reputation as an expert. If you have a network of 300 people who, they're all big names in your industry, this will automatically qualify you as a big name too. It's authority and expertise solely by association. Okay, so let's talk about the timing of this strategy. The time to self-promote is always every day. It can't be said enough. You might get tired of constantly reiterating the same catchphrases that you noted your expertise, but you don't know what new prospects are coming in that will need that reassurance. You want to do this when you're at other people's sites, when you are not selling, but rather building a marketing presence online, and when you're selling too. Almost every interaction you have should echo your expertise so as to trigger that deep-seated desire to obey the call to action later. You don't want to come off as demanding, but simply showing off your stuff, right? Show off your stuff, strut your stuff, and that they have really good confidence in your history, knowledge, or your product can be a great way to trigger the desire to buy. So think about flaunting your expertise, not as bragging or being cocky or arrogant. It's not that. Okay. We want to focus on, what you're really good at and then expose what you're really good at and your strengths to your client base or your lead base, whatever it is, and also to your current client base because that can allow you to do upsells, right? In your area of expertise as well. So great. Take this strategy, implement it, and we'll see you on the next video.